Okay. Did you find it?
Yes, I said okay.
All right. We're off and running.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Tabitha, thanks for making this happen. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So you said that you work in tech. What do you do in tech?
So I work, it's kind of in the middleman between sales and marketing. So it's not, I work for a major software company. So we kind of see if our marketing strategies work well with sales and the
Okay.
overall, yeah.
Gotcha. I've got a couple friends in tech and man, I missed the boat on that. I'm not techie in any way, shape, or form. I have no skills whatsoever.
Oh, it's anyone I think can join the tech industry, just finding the right roles for you can
And do
make
you
it, make
enjoy
it
it?
work. I love it. But I do love the people that I work with. Anytime I tell people I CrossFit, it's just like they're taken aback by it, I would say.
Does fitness and the tech industry not go hand in hand, or why is that?
I also wonder that too. And I think, I mean, in the tech industry, everyone wears like hoodies and athleisure is kind of a thing. Um, but I think in general, I think just staying in shape, it's kind of hard to find time to
Mm.
make that a priority.
And it seems like, are you forward facing? It seems like you've got people skills as well, because my friends who are in tech will make fun of their tech peers, saying that a lot of people in tech would prefer to be looking at their screen than actually dealing with human beings. And if you are a person who works in tech and you have those hard skills and you actually
Mm-hmm.
also have the soft skills of dealing with people, you're like a unicorn in the tech world.
I am. So I actually come from a data analytics background, and I used to do a lot of presentations to a lot of VPs and executives. So I think that's where a lot of that personality kind of comes from and that people skill.
Gotcha. I'm sure it serves you well.
It has, it actually. Yeah, so it definitely helps, like, especially Zoom meetings. I'm a pro at those now, working remote.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, they're everybody's norm these days. You know, going back and forth when we were setting up this interview, I interview a bunch of people from Linchpin. It's actually one of the most fun things that I do because I get to like just meet people from all around the world, hear their stories. Like it's phenomenal. But you were the first person. Everyone has, some people grew up being a sporty kid, some people didn't. There's a lot of things. Some things are more the common. Played a little football, a little basketball, maybe a little soccer. I've never heard of dragon boat racing in my entire life. What is dragon boat racing for most of us that have never heard of it?
Yeah, so drag boat racing is, I think, it's a one of the faster growing water sports out there. It's basically the origins are from China, and it is a 20-man canoe.
Oh wow,
Um,
20
yeah,
people.
it's 20 people, so that's a lot of teamwork, timing, and everything. You also have not just 20 paddlers, you also have a drummer to help keep the beat and the pace of the boat, and
Oh,
also
that's cool.
a steers person as well. So I think one of the most interesting things is that, you think it's just, or even with its origins in Asia, that it's just big over there and it's growing in the States. But when I did a international race in Hong Kong, I saw so many different countries participating in the sport. Like I actually swapped jerseys with a team in Switzerland.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, sign me up to be the drummer.
The drummer has to be a small person. They're always like the tiniest ones. And I would say that's where you kind of use like the rowing erg in a sense to kind of help train you. So anytime there's like that 5K row that's being programmed, like, all right, we kind of know how this works.
Was that just a nasty and grueling sport? Because I don't know about dragon racing specifically. That's new to me. But when I think of any athlete I've talked to who was like a former collegiate crew member, it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like that sport with regards to what they have to do for strength and conditioning is just grueling. Is it like that? You just rowing your tail off, and what was preparation like?
So I think because it was a club team and not really through like a NCAA college, so it's just like
Gotcha. Okay.
recreational. We did do some land training, I remember, but I felt like most of your training was on the water. I will say this, I think in college, I remember trying to power clean just a 45-pound barbell,
Mm,
and I couldn't do it. Like, couldn't do it. Now I can clean.
how cool
But
is
yeah,
that?
it's really cool because I remember I would just like I couldn't get the form, I couldn't understand it and how it would help because with dragon boat and just with rowing and any of those water sports, it's a lot of explosive. I think with any sport, you use a lot of your legs and that explosiveness. So like, and also with the power clean, you also do that. You have a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit of that explosiveness as well too. So it's kind of like it all makes sense now. But I wish I was able to power clean a 45-pound barbell in college.
What drew you to that sport? So unique.
Oh, so I think I grew up in the Bay Area and I live in Southern California. So going to college in Southern California, I can't go home all the time. A lot of people went home on the weekends. So the campus was really quiet and it was just finding a community of folks just like me who are stuck in Southern California on the weekends and trying to find an activity to do. And coming from different sports like tennis and basketball, I just wanted some sort of camaraderie. And Dragon Boat tennis unique enough. I'm like, let's why not try it? Like I love trying new sports.
Very cool. Yeah, that sounds like I'm sure there's probably some cold days on the water, but there's got to be some gorgeous days out on the water as well.
Yeah, and I think well, LA is hosting the 28 Olympics, so where the rowing stadium is, that's where I used to race all the time.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
It is my wife's dream to go watch the Olympics in 28.
I mean, it's very close.
I know. And it's funny. What a terrible husband. I totally forgot about it until you just said that, and now I just scratch it down on a piece of paper because maybe, I mean, that would be like her dream come true to watch some of that stuff. So that's going to be LA is going to be a madhouse.
It's already a madhouse as it is without, traffic is so bad to begin with. So I, I'm like a little terrified, but also excited.
I'm sure. Well, they'll probably give the city a nice cleaning. Don't they usually do that before like the Olympics? It'll probably look amazing.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna look amazing. I laughed during the closing ceremonies for the Paris Olympics when they did the pan of like LA, and I was like, they definitely cleaned it up. There's no way LA looks that clean.
They picked certain places to
Yeah,
put the camera here, put the camera here,
yeah,
and we've
yeah,
got a few years to clean everything up.
yeah,
So post spending your time in the boat, you got into something that just terrifies most CrossFitters, which is distance running.
yeah. It
Most
terrifies me
people
now.
terrified.
It
Oh, it
terrifies.
terrifies you. Okay, but
Yeah,
you didn't mess around. You did halves and a full marathon, right?
yeah. I did do a half. So I think a lot of it's so living so close to Disneyland, they do a lot of those half marathons. So it's like, a nice the medals are nice. It was a very expensive hobby because Disney races are basically, I think like over 200. So there was a half marathon. So I did like one and I was like, let's do another. And then they also have this challenge called the Coast to Coast Challenge, where you do a race not just in Disneyland, but if you do one at Disney World within the calendar year, and then you get another medal. So I feel like that was a trick. So,
The mouse is good at getting some money from you. I was
oh yeah,
I was curious when you mentioned that you did Disney races. Is that just through the convenience of where you were geographically, or are you a big Disney fan, or is it totally unrelated?
I am a big Disney fan. I also have like my Marvel stuff in the background as well, but I am a Disney fan. So I figured if I were to do any running races when I have medals that are kind of like reflective of my interests. Um,
My
so
wife's a
when
Disney
I
fan also, by the way.
awesome, very good
Yep.
taste. So when I turned 26, I thought it was a genius idea to like run a marathon, 26.2 miles. I had high hopes of like maybe one day qualifying for a Boston Marathon because I have seen that when I visit family back east.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the reality came in when it was the training was so brutal for a marathon. Like
I
you would
can
spend like
imagine.
hours on your weekend just training for it. So I think that's where like now I'm terrified of running. I think I scared myself. I did do the marathon. I it was like one of those like core memories, like waking up at like 4 a.m. and your race time is like 5:30 at Disney World, and you're supposed to run. You do run through all four parks,
Okay,
but
that's cool.
yeah, um, but it was just like cold, and it started raining by mile like 17. Even when your watch goes like halfway there, you're like, that's only 13.1 miles. I have another 13.1 miles. So it was just
Oh,
like it was grueling. So the pictures of me at the end at the finish line, I don't look happy. I look like I'm about to I feel defeated but also accomplished because I did do it. But I think since then I think I like didn't want to run anymore after that.
man, A, I can't blame you. B, congratulations
Thank you.
on doing a marathon. I've never done a marathon. And did you have to run by all like the churro stands? Could you smell the churros as you ran? Or I'd pick up a couple of those along the way for some energy.
So they purposely have it where the races are done before the park opens, so they did not have any of the churros. Yeah, I did end up passing by with like Animal Kingdom, so there was like some sewage smell, so that was like kind of motivated you to run a little bit faster.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's incredible. Congrats on doing it. That's awesome.
thank
Again,
you.
I'm sure, Disney doesn't do anything halfway, so I'm sure the medals are actually pretty cool.
They're really nice. They're very hefty, I would say.
And did the final marathon break you and you're like, I'm done with running, and that's what led you to look into something like CrossFit? Or what was that transition from running to CrossFit?
Yeah, so I think that kind of helped. And then there was also like as part of a run club, a local run club, that was partnering with like local fitness studios in the area in Orange County. So, Orange County, there's always like different fitness studios. So, you could try spin, you could try CrossFit, you can try bar. I tried those. I tried spin, and I wasn't a fan of it. It was just the loud music at 7 a.m. and it felt like a club, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to snap out of the bikes because then they taught you how to
Okay,
clip
yeah, yeah.
in. But when you clip out, it looks like you're about to like break your ankle. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this isn't
Interesting.
for me.
I've never
Yeah.
done that.
Um, bar was a little, I would say like too girly for me in a sense, like, cause I never did like dance. I just played like a lot of sports. And so I ended up finding CrossFit as like a really fun activity. I think it challenged you, and it was like that barbell again. I was like, I know I couldn't clean that barbell, and I want to try it. I want to get better at it. And I think your the box makes such a huge difference in the community when you first
Hmm.
jump into the sport, because CrossFit in general is very, I think anytime I say I do CrossFit, the persona is like, oh, you're very tough. It's like a hardcore sport.
It's intimidating to a lot of people.
it's it's very intimidating. I think prior to the gym that I used to join, I did drop in years ago into one box that was a little bit more competitive. And so it wasn't really beginner friendly. They gave me a PVC pipe. I didn't know what to do with it. I looked completely lost, right? So that kind of like turned me off a little bit from CrossFit for a while. And then the gym that my old gym that I went to, I think they were more beginner friendly, and they kind of broke it down and very encouraging. And I think that's something that you need when you're jumping into a sport that is
100%.
this intimidating. Yeah.
100%. And is that the gym that did you stick with that one and that one's the one that eventually shut down, or did you switch gyms?
That was the one that I stuck with until it shut down.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And that was when did that happen?
So that happened. So I belonged to that gym, I think in 2015, 2016, and then it shut down during like 2020, where it's like
Okay.
things were a little rough. Yeah.
And so then you're kind of at a fork in the road. Your gym closes down. Did you immediately know I'm going to start to do home fitness, or like what ran through your head for options?
I think because given the situation that everyone was kind of in, where you have to find ways to stay in shape, but there's a lot of these things that are going on, and you're working from home, so you're trying to find ways to have a schedule during that weird time. So
Right.
I tried to make sure that I had some sort of fitness involved, and I think my old gym had some programming for at home fitness, and you started looking And it was also during a time where like everyone and their mom is buying gym equipment. So
Right,
like
right.
good luck finding like dumbbells. So I think I had
A
like
pair of
10-pound
15-pound
dumbbells.
dumbbells are like gold bullion.
I know. I only had 10 pounds, and then like I ended up like using like old textbooks in a backpack, right? Like
Good
that
for
was going to be
you.
like our suitcase, like just to try to find some sort of weight or just stay in shape during that time. And then eventually I was able to build out a garage gym.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Especially in LA, not everybody can pull that off.
No, no, not everyone can pull that off. Like I think that's uh,
And then what,
back. Oh,
and then I'm sorry, you were a little bit broken up there. What will you do? Will you follow in that gym's programming?
I followed a little bit of that gym programming, and then I looked up another one as well. There was like I forgot another program that I've done before where they had a really competitive, it was like competition, but they had another like competitive programming as well.
Gotcha.
Um, but eventually I somehow found like a 30-day trial on Linchpin, right? And then I signed
Okay.
up. I really liked, yeah, I liked kind of like your mindset and the way that you program that this is really for people who work, people who are not going to go to the, I'm not going to the games.
Real
I'll be
people,
honest.
real people.
Real people who just want to stay in shape. And so I really liked their programming. It was a little bit of a shift in a sense where I was so used to doing like a weight, when back at the old gym, it was just like the
I
strength and then the
understand.
Metcon. Yeah. So now I'm like, oh, you can have just Metcon or you can just have a strength day.
I'm curious because it is, you know, it's funny. It just depends upon where you're coming from because everything used to be not strength plus metcon. And then strength plus metcon, got some popularity. A lot of gyms embraced it. And then depending upon when you got into CrossFit, if that's what your first initial exposure was, you might think that that was the norm, and now you're doing this other thing, which is, oh, this is odd. It's like it's actually is how it started. So it's kind of funny, just depending upon when people got exposure to it. But some people struggle to various degrees, thinking like, well, I'm not going to lift every day. I'm going to lose all my gains. Did you struggle with that, or how did you decide to really give it a chance and see what happened?
I think given like everything that happened in like 2020 where like you were going to lose games no matter what because like I didn't have all the equipment, I think it was
Hmm.
kind of like, all right, we're starting not quite from scratch, but we're going to start a little bit fresh. We're going to
Hmm.
reset your baselines, and I think overall it has helped. Like I have been able to hit PRs in my own garage,
That's
so that
awesome.
was also, I know, and then that was very nice to know that like this programming is okay. And because I know that like with the strength and metcon, it also takes a little bit more time, and I was like, I only have like an hour, if that.
Yeah. And I mean, and truth be told, I think my personal opinion is I think a lot of gyms are kind of in a really tough situation. As I don't if I thought that String plus Metcon was ideal for most people, that's what I would program. Because I obviously want to put out what I think is going to be the most effective thing in the world. It'd be silly not to do that. But I don't think that's the most effective for people. I think it kind of fries their central nervous system, leaves them tired, leaves them overtrained, and then they kind of just plateau or just feel tired and then they wonder why things aren't going in a good direction. But I think gym owners are in a tough position because most people want their gym to be open 7 days a week. You don't know when somebody's going to come in. They might, if you only program 2 heavy days a week, that's great. But what if your client misses those 2 heavy days? And what if they miss the 2 heavy days next week? And then and the week after that, then they've gone 3 weeks, they haven't lifted heavy. So it's like, well, I don't know. Let's just lift every single solitary day because then whatever time somebody comes in, they hit one. So I think a lot of gym owners are just in a tough situation, honestly, and
Yeah.
just trying to do the best that they can, even if it's, in my opinion, not ideal for most people. It's just they have to work within the confines of reality and they don't know when people are coming in. So that, I hear that from a lot of people. It's interesting to always hear how they, came over and gave things a try. So I'm happy to hear that you're hitting some good numbers there in your garage.
Yeah, no, it gets a little scary when you have to do the back squats. You're really, and there's no one to spot you, but you have like the bars, the safety bars. So you're like, okay,
Yes.
just be a little bit smarter and it's okay. And I think also, I think one of the biggest transitions is like you're going from like training in a class with like a bunch of people to training on your own. That's
Mm-hmm.
also different because the community is now virtual, which I do see in the Facebook group all the time, and everyone's cheering each other on. But you're also given more time to actually focus and kind of decompress. For me, I train after work, so it's a way for me to like decompress.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I always tell people too, like it's a big world out there, right? I mean, there are people who can, with success and discipline and consistency, work out on their own, and people who can't. Like period end of
Mm-hmm.
story. Was working out from the in-person group setting to by yourself in your garage a really profound and difficult kind of jarring transition, or are you the sort of person that you're just like, well, this is what I'm going to do, and you flip a switch and you just started doing it?
I would say it's definitely the latter, kind of just flip the switch and just do it. Because now you're at the flexibility of your own time. You can have your
Yeah.
own playlist and everything. So I think that's what makes it a lot easier. I think in my neighborhood, everyone sees me. I'm the only person working out like consistently, like lifting heavy weights. Like I'll see like
Nice.
little kids like watch me lift.
That's awesome. You're establishing neighborhood dominance.
Yes, yes.
Uh, well, and you also mentioned, when we were chatting back and forth, setting this up, that the global community in Linchpin has been a huge bonus. What did you mean by that?
I think it's just seeing everyone, like meeting people, like virtually, like, you follow them on like social media and you kind of like chat with them. They also have different interests. But also, I just like seeing how supportive everyone is on the Facebook group, right? Like social media in this day and age has a
Oh my
tendency to
goodness.
not be super positive. So I think
Truth.
it's just really refreshing to see everyone from all backgrounds just sharing their wins, or even some of them go, I need help. And
Hmm.
everyone's there to like actually like lift each other up. And that's something that I really appreciate seeing from others.
Do you just casually observe in the group, or every now and then I talk to somebody and they're like, "No, I casually observe, but there's one or two people I keep an eye on. They may not know I'm keeping an eye on them, but I do. Do you check in with anybody, or you just kind of peruse every now and then?"
Peruse now and then.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's very, very cool. I mean, and you've put a couple things in my head, which is number one, I almost in a weird way think it'd be cool to do a half marathon at Disney. I can't believe that I just said that. I feel like I'm not going to commit to the full, but a half sounds maybe. Um, and I gotta start thinking about the Olympics coming to LA in 2028.
Yeah,
You sparked
I
these
know.
things. Are you gonna run for the hills, or are you gonna try to, like, since it's in your town, are you gonna try to like go watch some stuff?
I'm gonna go try watching some stuff. Like I love watching swimming. So I know that's so fine. I'm pretty sure that's a hot ticket item.
Hmm.
That's one that I want to see. We've had some like local like swim competitions for like, oh, like I've seen Michael Phelps compete and like
Oh,
Brian
nice.
Lochte in person. So that was really nice. But kind of seeing it at the Olympic at that stage, I think is very different.
Oh
Local
yeah,
race. Yeah, maybe
that would
catch
be
some basketball. Yeah,
that'd be
but we'll
super
see.
cool. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if I can actually pull it off, I'll have to let you know. Maybe we get a little linchpin
Yeah,
contingent down there watching some of the events. It'd be amazing.
yeah, definitely. I would avoid the downtown area. I would say probably
Right.
might be the hardest one, but I think where the rowing is, that's in Long Beach, so I think that's probably easier to get to for most people.
I think that's 100%. Well, Tabitha, thank you, thank you, thank you for educating me about dragon boat racing, talking to me
You're
about
welcome.
Mickey Mouse and running, finding CrossFit, establishing neighborhood dominance, and just kind of sharing your fitness journey with everybody. I appreciate you letting us into your world a little bit.
Thank you, and I appreciate you for giving me the time to interview.
Of course. Well, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the Facebook group.
All right, sounds good. Take care. Bye.